Episode 130 of Cal Cagno Radio starts right now. What do you got? Maker's Mark?
Makers, yeah. Good call.
Straight, well, it's behind your head, if you really want to know.
You're like, I could tell from the hue of the golden tone.
If I look sweaty, it's because I was just working
Because
out.
you just walked down the stairs.
No, I just worked out because yesterday I was having a day.
Yeah, you were. Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing okay today. Today's a good day. Although I have it, it's Friday, just so you guys know, at about 4:10, and I haven't seen what Governor Whitmer has said yet at her 3 p.m. press conference. So I'm in a good mood right now.
Okay.
But if I hear that we're going to be on quarantine, I don't know, for the next 7 to 9 months, I'm going to be pretty upset.
Livid, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. But anyways, I worked out today, and I did some bench pressing in a collared shirt.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Which I have on. I just realized I have on inside out.
Oh.
My shirt's on inside out because I had taken it off.
Oh, yeah. Start a new trend there.
My shirt's on inside out. But that's okay. Because it looks like tattered rags anyways. Yeah, so that's it. So I just worked out. I walked on the treadmill for 45 minutes, and then I did some bench pressing.
Oh.
And
so you just jumped right into working out.
Have we just met?
It's more than I did today.
No, here's the thing. I will jump right in, and then I will lose all my weight.
Like double dutch. You'll jump right in. You got to wait for the
time it out.
You got to do this with your hands, and then get in there.
And with people who are tall like me and you, it inevitably will hit us in the head.
Yeah, yes.
Every single time someone's asked me to double dutch.
Normal jump rope, but then double dutch is the 2, and you always... Tall guys always get the double whammy.
Whack, whack.
Yep.
And if you did it in school, they had those jump ropes who had just a little tiny. They were like almost looked like chiclets on the edge.
Little plastic little tubes.
Right.
It would be like white, blue, white, blue, white, blue.
Well, I mean, if you went to a blue and white school, if you went to a red and white school, you had a red and white one.
Yeah, maybe you're right there. Yeah.
So thank you everybody for listening to last week's episode. I had my friend Gerald who was live texting me about each and everything we were talking about, but I wasn't listening to it, so I had no idea really what he was talking about.
Okay.
This is how it starts. Hang on. Let me just read you some of the things that my friend Gerald said about last week's podcast. Well, I say last week, but it was episode 129. We called it 128 the whole time, which he certainly had a big problem with because he kept saying, you said it again.
Now, is Gerald the gentleman who always corrects us and lets us know what's up? Or no?
No. You're thinking of Justin Lamb, I believe. Justin Lamb likes to correct us. Gerald's a buddy of mine who I know through reffing.
Why don't you call him Jerry? Why don't you call him?
He's not a Jerry.
Gerald.
Hey, between my friend Jermaine, who you think I should call something else, what did you say I should call him?
Mayno.
Yeah. In the fact that and then Gerald, who we call Gerald, but you say we should call him Jerry. He's not a Jerry type. Okay, so this is what he says. So he hits me with this.
Okay.
Now, let's just paint the picture that Gerald is African-American. Okay? You need to hang out more with us folks, he says. One, you can dance to any gangster rap song. So I think we must have said that you can't dance to gangster rap, which I'm like...
We said that the hand thing was... Because gangsters don't dance and they don't run fast. Brought to us by the Ghetto Boys.
Here's where we get. So this is what he says to me. Don't be fooled. Thugs can run. Some of them really fast, bro. Pee-wee, who's someone who I don't know, was also the fastest non-athlete I've ever seen at Cody High School. Just was a part of that life. Refused to run track. Most of them play basketball a lot. Now, a gangster is a word accepted for a person that's been in that life for years, with a rep that is extremely violent, quick fuse, and older, being running years, my friend. And I'm like, watching TV. I'm like, okay.
Thank you, Gerald.
Yeah. So Gerald hits us with that. So I wrote, I was talking about the song "Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster" by the Ghetto Boys. And he goes, they were soft as hell. And I said, and then he hits me with this. By the way, Outer Banks is awesome. So, again, he's following along.
Yeah.
And then he goes...
Gerald, I have a question. Because I was raised that the Ghetto Boys The way I was raised, where the Ghetto Boys are a cornerstone of gangster rap.
Apparently, Gerald says no because he went to Cody High School.
So no, but yeah, I'm not discounting his knowledge. I just want to know more.
Okay.
So Gerald, if you're listening to this,
he will
hit Cal up. Let us know why the Ghetto Boys are soft, because I don't like they're like a cornerstone. So like you got like NWA, you got the Ghetto Boys, you got Public Enemy. Now, mind you, Public Enemy wasn't gangster rap; they were like political rap.
Yeah, they were like they preach knowledge a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, Ghetto Boys. I mean, why are they soft? I grew up.
Okay, so we'll ask Gerald this.
Me, man.
If I knew how to do more than one Skype call at a time, I'd get him on here. But I'll ask him and we'll report back. Then he tells me that Outer Banks was in the late '90s, clearly, because there's no cell phones. And look at the police cards, dude.
Yes,
that's what he said.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
so he tells me that, and then he writes, "Who the hell watches High School Musical?" So now I know exactly, and listens to the Ghetto Boys.
Jeez.
And yeah, like he is just all over me.
Gerald's got like a bone to pick. He just let everything build up,
and then he
unleashed it.
Yeah, and then he writes, a-hole is actually a body part. Why will you say bitch, but you won't say a-hole on your podcast? He's just picking me apart. Me apart.
And you know this guy? You see him regularly or what?
Oh, I see him all the time. I hang out with him all the time. Yeah.
Oh, then next time just punch him square in the mouth.
No, I don't think
does that answer all the questions, Gerald?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine who we see. I mean, we just played little euchre with his wife.
Ask him why he goes by Gerald.
He's cool like that. He's just cool. He's just a cool guy. I'm not joking. You would love Gerald. If you met him, you'd love him. But he's definitely
I can't call a man Gerald. Gerald is like, if he's like, I can't call a man Gerald.
I thought you said I can't call him Aunt Gerald. I'm like, I would appreciate if you would call my friend.
I can't call a man Gerald.
I know what you're saying.
Like, come on, he's got to have a nickname or something. Jerry, at the very least.
I want you to meet Jerry.
Named Gerald. I have a buddy named Gerald. Gerald Carr. And we call him Jerry, man. He's Jerry.
Ever get out there, Jer Bear?
You know when you become Gerald? It's at the yacht club. At the yacht club, when you have your initials monogrammed on your shirts and your towels, then you're a Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald's
when you play polo, like on a horse, on the polo grounds.
Okay, his name is Gerald. That's I gotta call him because that's how he introduced himself. Now, here's the thing: Gerald's wife is the one who was on the Oprah thing for COVID-19. Did I tell you guys about this?
No.
So Oprah did a whole special about COVID, and it was
really? That's a shocker.
Gerald's wife's an RN, so she's in the hospital. So she was on like an hour-long special via Skype or Zoom or whatever with Oprah Winfrey. So when we were playing cards the other night, I told her that she's now the most famous person I actually know because she had a brush with Oprah. Now, if you don't like Oprah, that's fine, but let's face it, she's a household name.
No, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, she did a thing about COVID.
I'm not knocking Gerald's wife. I'm just thinking, where was everybody else that Oprah could have got? Like, if Gerald's wife is like an RN where's she an RN at?
Over at St. Joe's in like on Maross and like, I don't know if that's
no. Yeah. Because I used to go there all the time for my job.
Yeah, so
that's
like
a legit hospital with a legit staff.
Oh yeah, and yeah,
so I understand she's a legit nurse because I give mad props to that.
Yeah,
hospital.
You want to know
why
her? Why her?
Like
I'll tell you.
Yeah, if Oprah was gonna do, hey, I'm gonna be talking about ska. I'm gonna do an episode about ska. My phone ain't ringing.
Yeah,
she's not calling me.
So one of her producers is friends with one of the doctors. They went to college together. And Danella, who's Gerald's wife, she is like really like a leader there. So they chose her to be on with her. Okay. And she was awesome. Yeah, you can see it on Apple TV. She is so good on it. Like she's so she talks about everything that she knows what she's talking about, and then by the end keeps calling her Miss Minfrey. She's cute. She's funny. Like everything's good. So Danella, big fan. She's also the one who told me.
And Gerald.
Yeah, the other night when we were playing cards, she's also the same one who, when I finally spun the camera around, says, "Damn, Cal, you got fat."
Ooh.
Yeah, she said it.
I was dying when you sent me that Quagmire. Quagmire thing. I'm like, dude, that's you.
Yeah.
You know what's weird right now when I'm looking at the screen? I don't know if mine's going goofy. but your screen, if people are watching this on YouTube, I feel like you're doing this by candlelight. Like there seems to be like a little glow that's kind of on you.
Well, I have a light that I shine to try to give it more light. Is it giving me a weird? It's giving me a weird hue.
It's making it so that like all around the edges, it's dark, and then you're lit
better?
up.
No,
I mean that's not necessarily better. Like, I mean that's better, but around the borders, which I guess when people are watching on YouTube, they're not going to see that, so never mind.
Yeah, I think
because when it goes
to
YouTube, it cuts it. So, but like the whole, if I'm looking at you, like to my left, you're right.
Over
like
here?
That's all like dark. Yep. And then it gets like dark up above.
You know why? Okay, I'm going to tell you the reason why. There's a window right here, and the ceiling is here, but I don't have the lights on because I tore down the ceiling. Do you want me to turn on the lights? I'll take a quick break and turn on.
No,
okay.
We're good.
Excuse me.
We're good. Oh, people enjoy that.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that, because you did some bench press today. Oh, those pythons.
All right, anyways.
People into YouTube today, they weren't expecting a gun show.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so Gerald lit us up, told me all the things I said wrong. I appreciate it's tough love. I appreciate where he's coming from. And I don't know, you don't follow me on Twitter, but you do follow me on Facebook.
I don't follow anyone. I don't have Twitter.
Do you have Facebook?
I do have Facebook.
Did you see what I did the other day? I did it again.
Oops, I did it again. Who'd you talk to?
Yep, here we go.
It was a woman.
No. This time there was no talk. There was no talking. It was a man. So 8:30 in the morning. This would have been probably Tuesday. I get up and I'm making coffee, and I hear that there's a commotion outside. Like you can clearly tell that there's someone getting their grass cut, right?
Okay.
It's early. Like again, 8:30, which what is the universal time for we're gonna be allowed to cut grass in your neighborhood?
8 o'clock.
Oh, you do? See, I think it's not.
On a weekday.
Weekday, I say 9 o'clock. Weekend, I say 10. But that's just.
Are you saying 9 o'clock because of Corona? Because a normal workday, the day starts between 7:30 and 8:30 is when usually people are getting to work. They're up. They're about.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Now that I think about it.
Corona, people are like, it's 11 o'clock. They're still sleeping in.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's different because of Corona, but I'm thinking, yeah. No, then, it wasn't 8:30. It had to be earlier. It had to be 7:30 because I was up before 8. So it was 7:30 in the morning, and they're cutting grass. Again. Okay, so they're cutting
8
grass.
o'clock is the time.
They got all these people are outside. There's people weeding. There's people weed whipping. There's people blowing the stuff around. And I'm trying to figure out a way to not say blowing and also weed whacking. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's whacking and blowing going on in my neighbor's yard constantly.
So that would be a commotion.
Yeah. So I look outside, and clearly I must have timed it just right. The weed whipping man looks up. We lock eyes.
Okay. Oh, I did see this.
I'd say probably. Well, act like you didn't. I lock eyes with this guy.
What? You did what? I'll just go over the top. I'll be over the top, surprised.
I got you. I got you.
Cool. I got you.
I got you.
Keep going.
What? You do like the Home Alone face.
What? So keep going. You lock eyes.
You just grab your nuts and just squeeze, just wrench them. I don't know why you got to grab your nuts in this, but
why not?
Yeah, that's true. Gives you opportunity. You go full David Lee Roth. I
was thinking more Jonathan Davis from Korn, but yeah,
it works. But yeah. So we lock eyes, and he way too long, and it wasn't sensual, or we definitely shared a moment though. So I look at him and I realize it's early, and in that moment, I legit thought that he thought I was going to be like a Karen and call the cops on him for being there too early. Well, typical for me, I then worried that he thought I was going to call the cops, so I thought maybe I should go out there and talk to him and tell him, hey, man, I'm cool. I'm not going to call the cops.
You know what you have to do? You have to have a pack of cigarettes in a drawer for these types of situations. Because think about that. You lock eyes with them. This guy's like, oh, crap, this guy called the cops. You walk out your front door. You light up a smoke like you were just going out to have a morning smoke. People who smoke don't call the cops.
Oh, I see. It makes me cool. Makes me cool.
You're just cool. So, like, you locked eyes. Like, you're like, yeah, man, go get that money. Make that money. Pay your bills. I'm just out here having a smoke. He's not going to be paying attention enough to see if you actually took a drag.
Okay, cool.
You just light it up. You kind of stand out there. If people on YouTube can see me, you do that where you have your arm crossed and you just kind of, you have it and just hold it for a little bit and then put it out. Go back in.
Yeah, and then I have to go take a shower because Wendy will be like, you stink like smoke.
Why do you smell like Marlboro?
You stink like smoke. Can you go take a shower? I'm like, sure. Okay, I guess I'll do that.
Right.
So, yeah, I really was. But, like, in that moment, I thought of you because I know that you keep telling me to shut my mouth and stay out of it. But in my head, I legitimately thought maybe I should go out there and talk to this guy and let him know, like, hey, man, I'm cool. It's cool, man. You're just doing your job, man. It's cool.
Hey, if you don't want to go down the cigarettes route, if you don't want to go down that route, bottled water. Hey, you guys want a bottled water? That shows absolute.
Okay.
Hey, I ain't calling on you. Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's early.
I bring out a sixer.
Yeah.
A sixer. I'm like, hey, do you guys want some Michelob Ultra that my buddy left over at my house that no one will ever drink? You left it here.
Yeah. Right. I didn't leave it there. It's there for the next time I come out.
I understand that, but it'll still be here when you come out. Hey, have you seen the commercial? Because Wendy actually hit me with this the other night. I hear her dying in the other room, laughing at the TV, and she says, come out here for a second. And it's a commercial, and I think it's for not turning into your parents or something. It's some commercial for, like, progressive.
What company is that? It's a commercial for not turning into your parents. This has been brought to you by people who should not turn into their parents.
They kill you when you get to be about 35. Don't worry, we'll take care of it.
One thing that your parents did.
They just come in your
yeah.
You hired me. It's like in the day when, like,
Kerrigan. You just get Nancy Kerrigan right in the knee. That's your first warning. That's your first warning.
Yeah. Anyway, so this commercial, though, it's like, hey, you don't try to turn into your parents, but blah, blah, blah. And there is a part in there where the guy is fixing the faucet underneath the garbage disposal or whatever. And my man's standing there and he goes, hey, Steve, Phillips head screwdriver, good choice. And the guy stops him. He's like, listen, you're not assisting him. You hired him. Now leave him alone. And it's me.
That is you. That is you.
You're not assisting him. You hired him.
The laborers union probably paid money for that after they'd received enough calls from you. That's why the dishwasher guy hasn't come back to your house.
Never again.
The floor guys, they had it with you. They probably all complained to their bosses. And then the big Teamsters union, they were like, you know what? We should probably put out a PSA for these idiots that want to sit here and chit chat with us while we're trying to work.
Yeah. Okay. You brought up a good point about the guy with the dishwasher. I've never even heard from his office again. It would seem like if I was so egregious with my sins that they would have sent out a different person to fix my dishwasher. And for those of you who don't remember what happened,
I think the opposite. I think if you were just annoying, they would have sent somebody else out.
I agree.
But I agree because you were they perceived it as you were so over the top that they're like, we're done with them all together.
Yep. They're like,
pilot. Just wash your hands.
Dude, the lady at the office was supposed to call me when the part came in. It's been 4 months.
Yeah.
They never ordered that part.
No, you're flagged in their system. When your number comes up, they're like, oh, this is this guy. He sat next to, wasn't his name John?
I think his name was John. Yeah.
He sat with John the entire time and talked with him and got real weird with him. And
don't forget, I brought him into my basement and showed him my guitars.
Yep. And so all of that, like John was like, I'm not working here again. And they're like, why? And he's like, because you send me to these lunatics' house. And they're like, come on, John, stick around. We'll never send you back there again. And then they told their union rep, and then the union rep for them.
Told the brick paver guy, right?
Yep.
The brick paver guy called his union rep.
Yep.
And the guy who dumped the mulch, he's annoyed by me too. And the plumbers, the guy who did my furnace, I don't even want to tell you that story. I tried to help them.
You think you tried to help them. They had it under control. They're furnace guys. They had it under control. They don't need an ex-radio DJ. They don't need an ex-radio DJ.
Maybe they need a Phillips head screwdriver. I have one.
No, they're good. They're good, but continue. Continue with all the people you've been flagged. What about your driveway guy? What about your driveway guy who redid your driveway? Or did you do that?
No, I redid my driveway, but I redid part of it. I dug it out. But when they came that day, I like really oversaw the team that day. I would say I was more of a foreman that day. I stood out there with my arms crossed, like just really like a great job. And then I asked them if they got used to the smell. I legitimately was like, hey, do you guys used to that smell yet?
You are unbelievable.
Yeah, awful. I told you about when the guys who fixed my overhang on my, like the thing where I had where I had the dead animal. I asked if they wanted to borrow one of my drills. I legitimately was like, hey, do you need to borrow one of my drills so you can get underneath there?
Why do you do this? Like at this point, haven't you learned your lesson?
Oh.
Like at this point, when they pull up, don't you just go in your basement and let Wendy deal with it?
No, I feel like I gotta like really tell them like, hey guys. No, I feel like I gotta though. I feel like I gotta greet them and then I gotta tell them about all the know-how about like how I've done this and I could have done it. But
why do you think they care?
I know they don't, do they?
They don't, and you're just annoying to them. So then they get together with their bosses. They put out PSAs for people like you. Dude, a guy comes to my house to work. I go, as soon as they come in, I go, this is where the problem is. I'm just going to stay out of your way. Call me if you need me. Just yell up to me. My name is Joe.
You don't like walk down there and check on the progress?
Never.
Ask if they need help. You don't ask if they need help carrying the hot water heater up the stairs? You
ask them what age they lost their virginity. Get into all the nuts and bolts of their life. No, I don't. No, because for a while I had a side business where I washed windows. I think we've talked about this.
Yeah. I don't know that you've ever told people on here that you did that. But
yeah,
for clearly
years I washed windows as like extra way to make money, and I loved it. Still to this day, I love it. It was so much fun. But I loved just going to a house, washing the windows. The people came out, hey, I'm here. All right, same thing. Let me know if you need anything. I do the windows. If I had to go inside the house, if it was an outside job, and I had to go inside, they left me alone. Like I would go into each room. I would do whatever.
I would go in and make sure that some of the underwear was clean or dirty. I would make sure just to give it the old sniff test.
And I would just do my thing, and I would get out of there and take their money.
Yeah.
Like, I did not want to sit there and talk to homeowners. I wanted none of that. And that's what you're doing.
Yeah, but here's the weird thing.
That's the variable.
What's weird about it is, though, I don't really want to, like, make a new friend out of this. Like, it's not like I desire to meet them. I don't know what the problem is. I agree with you.
Either. I don't understand, and I'm sure listeners and Wendy and whoever, people don't understand why you yourself even realize I don't need to talk to this person, but you're so OCD that you can't stop that control to then go and talk.
I can't stop.
For me, because I love hearing the stories. I like if my words right now were magic and stopped you from ever doing it again, I would be sad.
Okay, well,
like
I'd
be sad that I changed, that I talked sense into you, because then there's nothing fun. But
I just keep doing it. And like I said, at least this time I didn't talk to the guy, but I'll tell you, if I had the opportunity, I would have.
Side like wringing your hands. You're like, you were like pulling on your earlobes.
This isn't good. I need to go tell him that I'm cool and I'm not going to call the cops.
I need to tell him that I have a 3/8 bit for my.
I need to tell him I have a Ryobi. Right. Which is like not even good. You know
I
what
have
I mean?
the platinum battery for it. It gets 2 hours more battery time than the factory stock version.
He needs to know.
They don't care.
I know.
They're showing up hungover, right? They're showing up to your house hungover from the night before.
Yeah.
They want to get in there. They want to do their job, and they want to leave. They do not want chit-chat. 75% of this world does not want chit-chat.
I know. And
5%ers that want to talk to everyone.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that I keep finding, well, no, I just keep screwing everything up. Who let the juniors out? Who let the juniors out? All right, what do you
yeah, I could go on yes, I have something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then do it.
Have you
have you been watching or have you been listening to the podcast the way I've been editing them?
I haven't been listening, I've been watching them.
Okay, because I gotta be honest.
I'm narcissistic, and I just stare at myself the whole time. I wish I was joking. I'm not joking. I watched the YouTube versions, and I just stare at myself the whole time. And some days I think good thoughts about myself, and then some days I think bad thoughts about myself.
Yeah, the days that you're thinking bad thoughts, just be done. Just be done with it.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I look so fat. I look this, I look
and then
that.
You look at me and Quagmire and like, hey, giggity, giggity. Hey, giggity.
Quagmire on one side, and then like Mr. Turkey Neck on my side of the screen.
Anyways, the reason I asked is because usually we cut out usually I cut out all of what we talk about between the segments because it's like, you don't want people to see behind the scenes. But like lately, I've been editing in such a way that like I'll start like the other day when you were like, oh, he's got to start the segment. Like I had it started the segment and then like I jacked the volume down on like the intro. And then you're like, okay, everybody's going to do it again. Then I jacked the volume back up. It actually came out really good. I was actually
good.
Really proud of myself. Episode 130 of Cal Cagnal Radio continues. And Joe's got something he'd like to say.
Well, we're just looking for stuff to talk about as we always do. We always kind of say that our show is just like, two people sitting in a bar somewhere talking, and for whatever reason, people like hearing that. So my dog, a few years ago, I have an English bulldog. And so a few years ago, English bulldogs, they tear through toys. Like their jaws are so powerful, you can't find a toy that's like good for them. So this company came out with this toy called a Jolly Egg. And it's this big hard plastic egg. And so like a dog can like jump on it, and because it's an egg and it's shaped weird, like it squirts out from under them, and Grim would chase it around the backyard. And if he tried to bite it, he couldn't because it was this hard, smooth plastic. Well, what ended up happening is he couldn't bite it. So he would sit there and grind his teeth. Like he would try to bite it, but he couldn't. So he ended up grinding all his teeth down to like nubs.
Ugh.
Like there's probably a lawsuit with that company, but I just never did. And so
what was it called?
It's called the Jolly Egg.
I'm gonna look this up while you're talking.
Yeah. And so Grim, like all the major teeth that like a dog would need to survive, like all his upper and lower canines, are ground down to nothing. And
so now you got to chew all his food and spit into his mouth like he's a baby bird.
I got a baby bird him. But like for people who are listening, the only way I can describe it is like if he was panting, if his mouth was open, all his major teeth look like a tree stump. So like you could see
I
the
don't mean to laugh.
you could see the rings of enamel and then the root in the middle. So it was like a circle, smaller circle, smaller circle, smaller circle, the root. Well, all his teeth died. So they all kind of turned like this nasty brown. The root had died. They stunk. So, but that wasn't enough for me to take him to the vet, right? So what ended up happening was he got this like tumor thing. So when he was panting, you could see off of his gums, he had this like big, it was like a marble size, like fatty chunk that just hung off. So again, Mr. Pinch and Pennies, I was like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. Well, finally, 2 weekends ago, he bit down on it.
Oh.
But teeth were remaining. He bit this like tumor
Oh.
and cut it in half. So this tumor was like opened up. It was nasty. It bled constantly. Like I was constantly cleaning up blood all over the house. Every time he went to drink water, it looked like a shark attack in his water bowl.
Like someone had thrown out some chum.
Yeah. So I ended
That's
up.
how they do it, by the way.
Exactly.
They do it like backhanded.
Yeah, and you have to have like a metal, like
a metal
scoop. What are those things called? Ladle.
Well, it's
like
yeah,
a
but
metal
but
ladle.
they always use it. It looks like the poor man's pan. It's like a pan that's like dented to hell, but it's like metal. But it's not like a nice one. And they always backhand it into the water.
Backhand the chunks of fish. So I call my boy Mike Durkavorkian.
I was gonna say you go to Mike D.
Good old vet at Maple Veterinary Clinic out there in Troy.
Do you have his cell phone?
I don't have his cell phone, but me and him are Facebook friends, and I'll hit him up on Facebook, and he usually gets back to me within like a half hour.
Okay.
So if those of you that listen went to school with us, go there because it's freaking Mikey D, baby. And if you didn't go to school with us and you're looking for a fantastic vet, go to Mikey D.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree on that for sure. He's a great guy.
So I take him there, and I call him. I'm like, Mike, I got to set up a surgery because I got to have this tumor taken off of his breath.
Okay.
Reeks.
Okay, full time out for a second.
Whatever coming out.
Okay,
go on.
For a second though. Okay, so I'm bad because I think I know everything about home improvement. You're jumping to I gotta set up a surgery. Like you don't even know if it's a surgery. How do you know it's a surgery?
I do know it's a surgery because last time I said that I took Grim there for whatever issue he was going through, I had talked about Mike before.
Amnesia.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, in the future, we're going to have to take this growth.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you seriously just like jumped from 0 to 100. No. Hey, well, gonna be surgery.
We had the conversation about it.
And that'll be cheap.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, all right, I'm going to kind of save money, blah, 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 blah. He gave me a ballpark. Well, he didn't give me a ballpark. People I knew gave me a ballpark.
Right.
So people I knew were like, oh, well, a surgery, it's anywhere between $200 and $500 per tooth to get extracted. Well, I knew right off the rip that he had like at least 3 teeth that needed to come out.
Let me stop you. If you got a huge deal, don't tell everybody what you paid because that'll undercut Mike going forward.
Exactly.
Okay.
All I'm saying is Mike is fantastic and gave me he just has fantastic prices.
Good.
So whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's a listener, go
tell him you listen to the Cal Cagno Radio podcast.
Yep,
They'll give you a great deal.
He listens too.
Oh, he does?
Yes. So anyway,
good for him.
I take him in, and they're like, I take him in that morning, and because of COVID, they're doing like curbside. So you pull up, you call them, they send a tech out to get him. So they come out to get Grim, and the lady goes, so he's here for a teeth cleaning? And I'm like, no. He's here to get a tumor removed.
Yeah.
I'm calling it a tumor, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not a tumor. It's this. She thinks you're doing this. You're really doing this.
Yeah. So on their bill, the surgery, they give you a quote. So it's like, this is going to be the low end.
Yeah.
Or this could be the high end, just to let you know. And she said, I don't expect anything crazy, but it could go over that high end if he has to have a tooth
Oh no.
A tooth extracted. So I start laughing. I go, a tooth? I go, just my opinion, he's got 4 that have to come out.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay, well, there's going to be a tooth cleaning, and then the
Tumor.
And I'm like, yeah, but he's going to need teeth removed. And she's like, oh, I doubt it, but yada, yada. And I'm like, no. I'm no expert, but I know dead, rotten teeth, I think, when I see them. And she's like, oh, well, we'll see.
She pulls back his jowls and is like, oh my gosh, there is no God.
That's pretty much it. So she takes him in, ends up, they took out 4 tumors. So he not only had the one that I had seen, he had 3 others in his mouth.
Oh my God, poor dog.
So they took out 4 tumors. They took out 4 teeth.
Oh.
Gave him a teeth cleaning, everything like that. It was still way under the top price that they said it could be between here and here. It was still closer to the lower end.
Good.
And yeah, absolutely. He's like a new dog.
Good.
So he had whatever it was. I took him in the last time, and then I had an ear issue. He had like a nasty yeast infection in his ear.
No, I am only laughing because I can just see you, Cheapskate McGee, just as bad as me, and I'm cheap too. When you said I had an ear issue, you being like, hey, Mike, could you take a look at this? Well, listen, I don't mean to make it weird. Could you take, it's really itchy.
I mean, I know biology is all pretty much the same. Could you, I think I have a yeast infection in my ear. So
well, hey, if that's not sophomoric humor, that I hear yeast infection in my ear and I laugh, I'm like,
you know what I used to think was the most hilarious joke?
I know you're gonna say it because I've heard you say it. I'll say it because you've said it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
If you have, is this it? Right? If you have sex.
No.
No. Okay. What is it? Could you have
my joke when I was in my teenage years and early 20s, I thought this was a go-to hit. So if a girl has a yeast infection and she's riding a bike, does it smell like baking
bread? Yep, yeah. There it is. Okay, I
used to think that was hilarious, and now
I've heard you tell that 1,000 times.
If I could go back to younger Joe and just tell him one thing, just be like, that's not funny. It's not funny.
It wasn't.
It's just not funny.
No.
And so
hey, for the record, I've known you long enough that you've heard me tell the same joke 1,000 times and never had the guts to be like, hey, dude, it's just not fun.
We're good on that.
But I've heard
you do a whole podcast where we tell each other jokes that it's done. Like, put that joke to rest.
We just both cry by the end. We're both cry.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. You let the juniors out. Why don't you let the juniors out then? No, I will let the juniors out. That's fine.
The jokes that we say on here that we've said over and over and over. I think she's taking a bit off of her curveball. That one. that was probably over with.
Yeah, I probably should stop that one. Oh, lost a bit off her curveball.
Yep, that was
probably done.
So my joke's done. But Grim had a yeast infection so bad that when Molly would walk into a room and be like, oh, he needs a bath. And I'm like, no, it's that cute puppy smell. Then I take him to the vet.
He's 7.
Yeah. Then the vet walks into the room, doesn't even know why I'm there, and goes, oh, he's got a yeast infection. It's a smell that I think is cute. And it's this horrible infection that my dog had in his ear. So my dog's never been sick, never been anything. In the last he's had 3 or 4 different issues.
You have to stop. Hang on. Oh. The best part about it is people are walking in and are
right away
physically violently ill. Like, oh. And you're like, no, it's cute. It's puppy smell. Smell. Oh.
Yeah. Like, you know how your dog's feet smell like cheese popcorn? It's that kind of smell. Like if you're snuggled up with your dog and his paw kind of gets on your face and you kind of smell his paw, you're like, that's a cute smell. It smells like cheese popcorn. It was a smell like that. Like when I would smell him, it kind of just seemed like this cute dog smell, and everyone else is like, ugh, like, oh. And then the doctor walks in and the door The door was no more than 6 inches in. The doctor hadn't even stepped into the room. The door was open, and the doctor's nose. And this wasn't Mike. I had to take him to an emergency room doctor.
Yeah.
The emergency room doctor opens the door about 6 inches, hasn't even walked in yet, and goes, "Oh, yeast infection." And I was like, "No, I don't." And he's like, "No, your dog."
You're like, so if he rides a bike, does it smell like baking bread?
And I was like, "Listen here, doctor, you've got to take it a bit off your curveball."
Like, I don't even understand what that means. He's like, neither one of those jokes are funny, nor does either one of them make sense.
I'm like, "Well, just listen to Cal Cagno Radio."
You're like, I have a podcast. You should listen sometime.
Yeah, I'm sure we got a new listener from this conversation.
Hey, if you like what you're hearing right now, you get 45 minutes twice a week of this. He's like, of what?
I'll pass. I listen to Dave and Chuck the Freak. I listen to Don Imus. I listen to Imus Vault podcasts.
He's dead. Oh, Imus is dead. Oh my God, I got it. We'll leave this in, but my God. Oh. Hey, Doc, you lost a bit off your curveball. He's like, what? This isn't baseball. This is veterinary medicine, you dumbass.
Oh my gosh.
What? He's like,
Right,
what?
Right,
You know,
ears hurt from
he's
laughing.
like, you know, like curveball. You lost some.
Okay, forget the baseball. Let's get back to the yeast.
Hey, if it were me, you know what I would have done? I want to do a sourdough starter. I want to bake my own bread. You ever do that?
Make some Kardashian joke. Yeah, it does smell like yeast in here. I bet I bet you thought Khloe Kardashian was in here.
Am I right? You give him a little rip. Am I right, Doc?
Just such bad jokes.
Okay, so anyway, so the dog's doing better.
So here he is.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to make him wave.
No, he's like laying on the couch. He's doing just fine.
Okay, so he's doing good. Oh gosh. All right, who let the juniors out?
Oh.
Who let the juniors out? Who let the juniors out? Oh, that's all. That was. Oh my God, I haven't laughed like that in a long time. Oh, I'm crying. Yeah, that's going to do it for episode 130 of Cal Cagno Radio. I'm legitimately crying. Hopefully, you'll watch this on YouTube. If you are, again, mash that like button. I will tell you, we messed up last week. Remember we said that whole thing about mash the like button and all that stuff? Yeah. It was only on the audio recording. So this will be on YouTube, what you're about to say right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hit 'em. Do your best impression.
Yes, so now we have to do this. We have to sound like every other YouTube idiot. So if you're watching this, we need you to smash that like button right now. Go to our page, subscribe. We need you to subscribe, make a comment on the video. It helps us out as far as YouTube goes. So become a Cal Cagno Nation. I don't know, whatever. We just hit those. And somehow YouTube looks at it and says, oh, these guys got 3 likes this week. So actually, I'm going to be honest with you guys. You can hit the you can hit the dislike button. Hey. YouTube just like stats. So you could hit dislike, but still hit the subscribe button. And we'll go
Make
with
sure
that.
you mash it. Make sure you mash it.
Mash it. If
Mash
you guys
it.
match, we're going to give away a pair of Grant's Jordans to the.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. He comes down like, what? With like a licorice in his mouth. What?
What? I'm sorry I couldn't hear you over my abs. He just comes down. He's washing his shirt on his abs.
Yeah, he probably could at this
Just
point.
a soaking wet shirt, just up and down on his abs. What?
What? I just woke up. It's 5 p.m. and I just woke up.
I'm just getting something to eat and I'm going back to bed. I'm turning in for the night.
All right, everybody. We love you. Peace, punch, Captain Crunch. Have a good one.
Peace and chicken grease. See ya.